Michael, the man who walked into Fox River Penitentiary, not as a prisoner, but as an architect of destiny. A mind so sharp it could calculate hope inside hopelessness. A man so calm he could face death with nothing but logic and resolve. To the world, he was a genius, a man who outsmarted the system, defied fate, and built a masterpiece of escape right under the nose of authority. But behind that quiet confidence, behind those piercing blue eyes and the careful tone of his voice, was something darker. Michael wasn't just playing the game, he was controlling it. Every movement, every conversation, every alliance, nothing was left to chance. He pulled the strings from the shadows, manipulating chaos into order, turning men into pawns, and transforming impossible walls into mere obstacles. And yet, beneath all that brilliance was a man unraveling. Because Michael Scofield wasn't just saving his brother, he was trying to save everyone. Every broken man, every lost soul, every person who looked at him with even a trace of hope. He made them his responsibility. It wasn't just intelligence anymore, it was obsession. The need to fix, to protect, to control everything and everyone around him. Psychologists call it the savior complex, the belief that you must carry the pain of others, that only you can make things right. And that's exactly what Michael became. A man trapped in his own need to save, to plan, to control. He wasn't just solving problems, he was playing God. But here's the question. What happens when saving others becomes a disease? When the burden of perfection turns into a prison you can't escape? Even when every wall around you crumbles? Today, we're diving deep into the mind of Michael, the man who turned genius into control, and control into a cage he could never truly break free from. From the moment Michael walked into Fox River, it was clear nothing he did was random. Every word, every glance, every move was engineered. His entire body became a machine of precision. From the tattoos hiding blueprints to his calculated manipulation of inmates and guards alike. He didn't just trust the plan, he was the plan. But beneath that structure was fear. Fear of chaos, of losing control, of failing the people he loved. Psychologists call it the savior complex, the compulsive need to protect others, often at the expense of yourself. For Michael, control wasn't just intelligence, it was survival. The world was broken, and he believed only he could fix it, even if it meant destroying himself in the process. Inside Fox River, Michael became more than a man. He became a god among mortals. He dictated who lived, who escaped, who could be trusted. He manipulated lives like pieces on a chessboard. To the inmates, he was hope. To the guards, he was a threat. But the real question is, was he right to do it? By taking control of everything, Michael removed choice from those around him. Suka, C-Note, even Sarah. They became followers in his divine design. And like all gods, Michael demanded faith. But faith has a cost. Every time he made a choice for someone else, he took on the guilt of their suffering. Every sacrifice, every death, it became part of his burden. Michael's perfection wasn't power, it was punishment. He couldn't allow himself to fail, not even once. Every mistake haunted him, from the deaths during the escape, to Sarah's pain, to Lincoln's endless danger. He carried it all. He believed that if he just planned harder, calculated deeper, he could protect everyone. But the truth was, the more he controlled, the more things slipped away. His plans demanded sacrifice, his obsession destroyed peace, and his genius became his prison. By the final seasons, we see a man completely consumed by his need to save, faking his death, lying to those he loves, and living in constant torment. Michael didn't just escape prisons, he built them, around himself, around everyone he cared about. The line between genius and obsession is razor thin. Michael wasn't evil, but he was trapped by the belief that he had to control everything to make things right. His brilliance made him powerful, but his trauma made him fragile. Every puzzle he solved was an attempt to fix a world he couldn't emotionally handle. He didn't want power, he wanted redemption. But to achieve it, he became the very thing he feared. Someone who decides who lives and who suffers. Michael didn't just outsmart his captors, he outsmarted fate. But in doing so, he became a prisoner of his own perfection. Michael's story isn't just about breaking out of a prison, it's about breaking out of himself. Throughout Prison Break, Michael's brilliance is portrayed as his greatest weapon. The mind that could bend reality, decode systems, and outsmart entire institutions. But behind that brilliance was a man enslaved by his own need to control. Every escape plan, every sacrifice, every calculated risk, it all came from one belief. If he didn't take charge, people would die. It started as love. He wanted to save his brother. Then it became purpose, saving his friends, his allies, even strangers caught in his orbit. But soon, that purpose turned into pressure. The weight of every decision began to crush him. Every time he failed to save someone, it wasn't just loss, it was guilt. Because in his mind, their fate was his fault. That's the paradox of Michael Scofield, the man who freed others by trapping himself in the idea that only he could. His plans weren't just blueprints, they were confessions. Every hidden tunnel, every coded tattoo was another attempt to impose order on a world that terrified him with its chaos. He couldn't allow randomness. He couldn't accept failure. And in that need to perfect everything, he became a prisoner of his own perfectionism, a god in a world of flaws. But gods don't bleed, gods don't break. And yet, Michael did, again and again. His body weakened, his mind deteriorated, and his morality blurred. But even then, he kept going, because control was the only thing keeping him from falling apart. In the end, Michael didn't just escape from prisons of steel and concrete. He escaped from the illusion of divinity, the idea that he could control life and death, chaos and order, good and evil. And when he finally let go, when he chose to stop running, stop calculating, and simply be human, that was the moment he was truly free, because that's the ultimate tragedy and beauty of Michael Scofield. He could free the world from its cages, but he could never free himself, until he realized he was never meant to play God, only to be human. And maybe that's the greatest escape of all, not from prison, but from perfection.